We spend an extraordinary amount of time and energy trying to be cool. We buy certain clothes, we choose a particular hairstyle, we buy a certain car, we take classes, workshops, and read books on how to act cool. Every time we walk out our front door, we put on our politically correct face so that we can show the world just how cool we really are. However, the older I get, I realize all that time and energy I spent trying to be cool was just a big waste of time and energy. So I started to think about some of the things that people do to try to be cool. And I call this list things that are no longer cool and perhaps never were. They include wearing your cap backwards unless you're a catcher on a baseball team, wearing your sunglasses on the back of your head unless you're actually an alien with eyes in the back of your head, wearing sunglasses at night unless you're a vampire who has to avoid the light, women yelling woo-hoo when interviewed on camera, with the exception of girls who appear in those Girls Gone Wild videos. It is already understood that these girls are verbally challenged and find it difficult to form an entire sentence using actual words. Girls who yell woo-hoo when interviewed on camera are always attracted to men who wear their caps backwards or their sunglasses on the back of their heads. Making your tires squeal unless you're putting the pedal to the metal at a drag strip. Doing those donuts with your car in an empty parking lot unless your daddy owns a tire shop and you have an endless supply of free tires. Making a split-fingered gesture in a photograph unless you really are a gang member. Giving the finger in a photo. Raising two split fingers behind someone's head in a photo. Saying bitches be like or following any words with be like. Saying it's all good because the only time you ever say it's all good is right after something really bad has happened. Saying everything happens for a reason and then leave me hanging. If you're going to say that shit to me, then you better know beyond any shadow of a doubt what the fuck the reason is. Calling someone baby girl unless they are a female infant. Calling someone girlfriend unless you are actually dating that person. Calling someone boss unless they're the one signing your paycheck. Calling anything a bad boy unless it's a male, alive, breathing, and has done something really naughty. Calling anything a puppy unless it's a recently born member of the canine family. Calling someone dog unless they can actually bark and wag their tail. Saying to someone, hey my friend, unless they actually are. Saying any who instead of any how for any reason whatsoever. Saying let's roll, or that's the way I roll, unless you got wheels instead of feet. Calling something the bomb, unless it's making a ticking sound and capable of blowing shit up. Saying something or someone is the shit or the shits unless it smells bad and actually comes out of a living thing's ass. Saying something is through the roof unless there's a hole in your ceiling and there's a foreign object lying in the middle of your living room. Saying someone is dope unless they're incredibly stupid. Saying something is dope unless it's a substance you put in your body for the purpose of alternating your state of mind. Having a service animal when you really don't need one. Pretty soon people will be walking the stores with snakes and rats and pigeons on a leash and saying, "Hey, it's my service animal." Every single social media selfie you post, you absolutely have to show off your big boobs. Unless in your comment you are honest and actually say, "Hey everybody, the only reason I'm posting this selfie is I want to show off my big tits." Every single selfie you post is showing off your puffy Botox lips. Unless, of course, you're practicing to be a fish. If some people were half as cool as they think they are, they still wouldn't be cool. Really cool people are cool enough to admit that trying to be cool is not really cool. Every time I think I'm really cool, I usually wind up doing something that definitely would be classified as a major fuck-up, which totally confirms that I'm definitely not cool. The older I get, the more I realize that the time and energy we spend trying to be cool is nothing but a waste of time and energy. Nightclub, a place where the harder people try to be cool, the more they look like a fool. A female friend of mine kind of summed it up when she said, "Please God, spare me from trying to be cool." The driver of a car blasting their music so loud that their car is actually vibrating. The driver is trying so hard to let everyone know that he's super cool, and the music that they're listening to is just as cool. However, the song that's coming out of their car always sucks. If you think you're better or cooler than everyone else, the next time you see a funeral, realize that someday you will be the star of that show. In the end, we are all equal. Now, sometimes you just sit back and enjoy the show as you watch karma do its thing. An example out of my own life. I see a physically attractive lady wearing skin-tight pants with big boobs and a very low top, and she's strutting her stuff all around Whole Foods. However, far bigger than her boobs was her "I'm cooler than everyone else" attitude. So she sits down at the counter to eat, and a rather plain, ordinary-looking guy sits next to her left. With a very polite voice wrapped in nervous tension, he says hello to her. She responded with a rude glance without so much as uttering a single word. In silence, the guy finished his meal, but as he was leaving, he turned to the lady and said, "Have a nice day." Once again, not so much as a thanks from Miss Rude Bitch. As he walked away looking wounded from the encounter, one could not help but feel his rejection. She finishes her food, then fixes her hair and adjusts her shirt, making sure her cleavage was on full display. The look on her face clearly showed that she was ready to resume her "I'm really hot shit" strut, walking around the store. But as she gets up to leave the chair beside her had other plans. It caught her foot in the chair leg, which caused her to stumble, thus spilling the remains of her drink all over her low top and big boobs. And only a quick grab of the counter prevented her from going down. At that moment, I couldn't help but think, yes, there is a God. Another example, there's 3 guys in a convertible. They come hauling ass into a parking lot. It soon becomes obvious they're all students from Jerkwad University. Each time they spot an attractive female, they yell, "Hey, mama," and other intelligent comments that often come from the mouths of idiots. As they pulled into a parking space, the genius in the back seat decided he was way too cool to exit the vehicle in the usual way. Being that it was a convertible, he attempted to jump over the side, but his left foot caught the top of the car frame. Wacko. Face down, spread eagle on the parking lot. Once again, karma kicks ass. So in conclusion, as John Lennon once famously said, instant karma's going to get you. So just remember, the harder you try to look cool and be cool, the more you just wind up looking like a fool.